Hello to the nation. Hello to the nation, Dr. PlayStation Nation here, talking to you guys over a little bit of a Minecraft Spotlight video, guys. Today, we are going to be doing the 1.7.x, guys. This is going to be applicable for any version of Minecraft 1.7, which is just released right now on Minecraft 1.7.2, but it will be applicable for every new release. This is going to be the Biomes Spotlight, guys. This is going to be the first in a series of videos where I show you guys everything you need to know about the new Minecraft 1.7. Whatever. This is a pretty big update. As you guys can see, this is just one part of it, and I have so many things to show you guys. This is why I'm going to be dividing it into a bunch of different videos for you guys to watch. I will link an annotation to the playlist of these videos as I add more videos. You might not see it on screen now, which means that the playlist isn't there, but it will be, so make sure you guys subscribe if you guys would like to see more as they are uploaded over the course of the next week or so. I'll be doing a bunch of cool stuff like how to install Forge and all the different new blocks that are there and all the different new, like, resource pack stuff that they've added and all that different stuff. So I would just like to mention that, and also make sure you guys rate the video if you guys want to see more of these, because if I don't see, you know, you guys wanting this stuff, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing before. So make sure you guys rate. And also, I want to do something really cool for you guys. I've never done a giveaway before. I want to do a giveaway for a premium Minecraft account. So what I'm gonna do is for this entire mini series of videos about Minecraft 1.7, if you guys rate the video and comment down below, I will pick randomly one person from all of the videos. So if you guys want to increase your chances, make sure you guys subscribe and then comment and like all of the other videos, and I'm gonna pick one person and you're gonna get a free Minecraft premium account. So with that being said, let's get started. So there is a ton of biomes that were added. All of these, there's a lot of these that are, you know, some that were similar to ones that were in previous Minecrafts, like Extreme Hills or Taiga and stuff, but there was changes to these. So there's Taiga New, and there's, you know, Taiga Normal, and there's Taiga like Snowy and all that other stuff, and I'm going to talk about some of the specifics that they changed and stuff. So first thing is first, we are going to, as you guys can see, I have a bunch of different TP commands in there, but as you guys can see, we're going to start off with Extreme Hills. So Extreme Hills, as it is currently, is very similar to as it was before, except there was some changes. So now you're going to see stone a lot more prominently in Extreme Hills. I'm going to turn on F3 so you guys can actually see what biomes I'm in. But stone is much more prominent in them. I personally feel like the Extreme Hills biomes are much more extreme now, as you guys can see in Minecraft 1.7 opposed to earlier versions of Minecraft. So now that I've kind of showed you guys the comparison, let's go back over here and we're going to go to the next one. So there is also Extreme Hills Plus, which I'll get to, and Extreme Hills M, and I'll show you guys the difference there. But we're going to go to Roofed Forest first. So I'm actually going to set the time today, and we're going to go to Roofed Forest. Now Roofed Forest is pretty cool because with Roofed Forest, you now have dark oak in these trees, and they're actually 2x2 trees. You have huge mushrooms, normal mushrooms, and also rose bushes. So you actually have a lot of cool stuff. So as you guys can see, this is dark oak. It's a little bit darker. As you guys can see, you also have normal oak that's in here as well. You have these huge mushrooms, and being named Roofed Forest, the reason why is because, as you guys can see, it's like a roof. The forest trees pretty much are like a roof. They're very compact, meaning that you can get wood very easily, as well as mobs do spawn in here because it is so dark. So even during the day, you'll find mobs spawning in here, which is a little bit dangerous, so you might want to be careful. And yeah, so anyway, now that I've kind of introduced that, this is a flower biome over here, as you guys can see. We're going to show you guys that. So let's go back home, and we're going to then go to the next one. So the next one is going to be the Extreme Hills Plus. Like I mentioned before, the Extreme Hills Plus biome, if I get to the right position, you guys will be able to see it. As you guys can see on my F3, you can see Extreme Hills Plus. The plus just meaning it's slightly different than Extreme Hills. You know, you're going to have, as you can see here, snow now is going to spawn due to altitude and the type of biome. So previously, pretty much the only place you could find snow was in, like, taigas and, or, like, the tundra, as it used to be called. And now it's actually changing that. So there's a bunch of different biomes that can actually spawn snow, and as you get higher in altitude, the more likely snow is to spawn. So as you guys can see, I'm up here at 140 Y coordinate, which means that snow is much more likely to spawn. Once I drop down here, I am in the same biome, but now I am at, you know, 80, so I'm about 40 blocks lower, so no snow is spawning. So that's kind of how the snow spawning works. This is the Extreme Hills Plus. Now we're going to go back, and we're going to continue on to the next one, which is the Taiga New. So as you guys can see, Taiga has been changed. This is not necessarily the new Taiga, but this is... I feel really weird saying Taiga. This is not necessarily the new version, but this is pretty much the old version, but they changed it, so I guess it is new. So in this version, what the difference basically is in this version, there is no snow, necessarily. Like I mentioned before, as you get higher, there will be snow, so as you can see up there, that is Taiga, and there is snow up there, but it's only going to happen when you're at higher altitudes. When you're at a normal altitude, it will not spawn. So that's kind of what's new with Taiga. You then have Extreme Hills M. Extreme Hills M is a little bit different. It's like a mountainous sort of Extreme Hills with, you know, these huge mountains, and, you know, as you can see, there's gravel here now opposed to just stone, and it's just a much more different experience. So anyway, with that kind of being said, we're going to go back and continue on. Sorry if I'm kind of rushing through this. I'm just trying to get through it as quickly as possible because we do have a lot of these, and these are sort of the more boring ones. I want to get to the very exciting ones, and that's what is kind of starting here. So now we have the Flower Forest. Now, the example that I have here is a very small Flower Forest. As you guys can see, it's pretty small. The flowers don't extend that much, but these things can be huge. I will give you examples of how huge they can be, but a Flower Forest is pretty much just a part of a forest, sort of like a plains sort of thing, but with a little bit more trees. And they have rose bushes, and they have, oh, that's not a grass block. They have Azura Bluet, and they have, you know, the white tulips, and they have, well, not grass block, orange tulips, and then they have the red tulips, and they have all these different cool stuff. So this is where you would go if you want to find allium, and if you want to find more flowers and stuff like that, this is where you would go. So, with that being said, we're going to go back, and again, guys, those things can be huge. That was a very, very small one. These can be absolutely massive, guys. Massive, massive, massive. So the next one is actually pretty cool for people like me. I'm a person who loves birchwood, and birchwood previously in Minecraft was very difficult to get. Or not difficult, but it was just more of the rare trees. Every tree had its own biome. You had jungle biomes, which had jungle wood in them. You had, you know, your taigas, which had your spruce wood, and then you had plains, which, whoa. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. That's on fire now. You had spruce that you could find, or sorry, you had oak wood that you could find in plains, but birch didn't really have its own thing, so it was much more rare. And now they actually have birch forest. So as you can see, this is a birch forest. Again, this is huge. Look how big this is. Look how you have hundreds upon hundreds of birch trees that you can get. No longer will I need to look for, you know, like walk hundreds and hundreds of blocks to find it. So, these are relatively common, guys. Again, I can't really speak from experience because I've only had a couple different maps generate, so I don't know how common they are. Some of them I might just have been lucky to find, so anyway. Going back, guys, we are now going to continue on to the next one. So we just did Birch Forest. Now we're going to do Deep Ocean. Now, Deep Ocean is really cool, guys. So, I definitely would like to see more from this, but as of right now, it's pretty cool. So, this is a stone beach, guys, which is something that I just wanted to point out. And also, I would like to mention, just with all of these things, there's many different orientations or permutations of the same thing. So I'm going to show you guys later on an ice beach. There's ice beaches, and there's normal beaches which have sand, and there's stone beaches which have stone. There's very many permutations which are pretty much the same thing, except for instead of stone it's ice, or instead of stone it's sand, which is a normal beach or something like that. And also to mention, there is also mountain regions in everything. So say there's, you know, a desert, there's desert mountain biome, and there's, you know, say there's just like a plains biome, there's a mountain, like there's a plains mountain biome, or certain things like that. So certain traits that are applied to multiple biomes, which I'll mention later on. But there's a stone beach, and this is actually a deep ocean. And what deep ocean is, as you guys might, you know, you probably can't see anything right now, but it's a very deep ocean. This actually goes down to block 30. And some of them even go deeper than this. Some of them go, you know, like 20, or I think I've even seen one that goes to 12 on your Y coordinates. So that's pretty ridiculous. And I definitely want to see them do some cool stuff. I think it would be really cool if you could find like treasure chests and stuff like that, which I'll talk about or when you find treasure chests and stuff like that, which I'll talk about later on. So you guys can check out the other videos for that, for new stuff in Minecraft 1.7. But anyway, with that being said, let's go back. we're gonna go back over here, and then we're gonna go over and with new fish and stuff like that. So if you guys want to see anything about fish and all that great stuff, you guys can check out that. So then we have deep ocean, which I just showed you guys, and then we have cold taiga. So this is actually a specific variation of taiga. Like I mentioned, there's a bunch of different variations of the different biomes. This one, cold taiga, being just the classic taiga that we've known. So they've changed taiga to be not necessarily snowy. They have added, though, cold taiga just kind of to be like what we are used to, and this isn't necessarily at a high elevation like we saw before when we were at like block 60 at that extreme hills biome. There wasn't any snow, and now there is snow, just because this is a more colder biome, meaning that it is more likely for snow to spawn at a lower elevation. So anyway, moving back, guys, we are now going to move on to or almost at a really cool one. The Ice Plains, guys. The Ice Plains is pretty cool. Whoa, 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 whoa. So this is kind of a plains biome that they've just made like cold, so kind of like taiga is normal, and then you have cold taiga. This is plains, like you have plains that is like normal with no snow, and now you have ice plains, so it's actually just plains with snow on it, which is kind of cool. Definitely making snow easier to get is kind of cool, and I really like that. I really like getting snowballs, making things like snow golems and whatnot is definitely something cool. So with that being said, let's go back and go on to a really cool one. This is a really cool new one that they've added, and this is the Ice Plain Spike biome. This one's really cool, and this is where you're going to get one of the new blocks in Minecraft. So one of the new blocks that they've added is packed ice, and we're going to talk about this in one of my other 1.7 videos, so if you guys want to watch that, I will again link to a playlist where we'll talk about that and all the other new blocks. And this is the Ice Plain Spikes biome, which have these like randomly generating spikes, which are pretty cool. Like, look at this one. This one has like a little tube through it, and you got like an even larger one that I saw over here. If it loads in, yeah, right there. As you guys can see, this one's huge up there. You got all these spikes sort of thing. Again, this is a smaller version of the spikes biome. These things are, I've seen huge ones, so this is a smaller example, but anyway, this is definitely really cool. If you have a silk, I think it requires a silk touch pick in order to get these things, but anyway, with that being said, let's move on. So let's go back. And hopefully, my Minecraft's been pretty good about not crashing. I've had a couple of experiences where it crashes because I keep on teleporting and loading so many chunks. Now we're going to Ice Beach, like I mentioned with Stone Beach. There is also Ice Beach, so that is just a beach that, you know, either has ice on it or just snow, so it's just a colder beach. So there's ice down here. This one in particular has sand, but you can also have versions of this that is stone with ice on it and it's still called an ice beach, or stone with snow on it and it's still called an ice beach. Again, these are a little bit more rare to find sand with snow on it. It's kind of weird to have a deserty type thing with snow on it, so let's actually go time set day again. I didn't set up a permanent clock because I would be switching between chunks so often it wouldn't really matter. We are going to go back to over here, and now we're going to go to the last three, which are probably the most extreme additions into the biomes in Minecraft, and that is going to be the Savanna, the Mesa, and the Mesa Bryce. So the Bryce should be in brackets. It's not Mesa Bryce, it's Mesa or Bryce. So anyway, Savanna, there's a couple of, just like Mesa, there's going to be a couple permutations or variations of this. So right now we are in a Savanna, like a normal Savanna, but there's also a Savanna that's called Savanna Plateau, and what that is kind of like a Savanna, it's kind of like a mountain Savanna, and I think this will be considered a mountain, or a Savanna Plateau if I get up here. As you guys can see on my little biome thing up here, you guys can see Savanna Plateau. And that just basically means it's higher, it's like a mountain, and they have the same thing in Mesa, which I'll show you. So they have Mesa and then Mesa Plateau. So these are really cool because you have these little savanna trees sort of thing, and if I look at it, you can get acacia wood, which is actually really cool. I really like it. So if I go like that, you guys can see the acacia wood planks are actually like orange. Like, these are really, really cool. I really like them, and I definitely would like to build a house with that. So, and as you guys can see, mobs have no problem spawning here. You have like cows and stuff like that, and if I'm correct, also I believe horses can spawn here. So you can actually have horses that spawn here, and they don't only spawn in plains anymore, which is kind of cool. And again, Savanna can be absolutely huge. You can have some very, very large savannas. So, yep, moving on from there, we are going to go to our final two, which is going to be Mesa and then Mesa Bryce. So Mesa, Did I get to the right one? Yes. This is Mesa, and like I mentioned before, Mesa also has the variation that is Mesa Plateau, which we are at now, just the higher version, or you can go down and you can see Mesa, which would be the normal Mesa down here. So as you can see, this is just normal Mesa, and if I go up here, it's going to be Mesa Plateau. And, you know, it still spawns some dirt, so trees can spawn here. This is all clay blocks, by the way, so you have either clay blocks, or down here is actually orange sand. So if I pick this up, or sorry, red sand. So you actually have red sand here, and you have like all these different stained clays, and this actually goes down quite a bit, guys. Like if you dig down there, this is all like clay, down to a very deep depth. So that being said, you guys can get a lot of clay. It's not going to be like previously in Minecraft where clay was like one of the most difficult things to get, and there was even no point of making like bricks and stuff like that. Clay is pretty cool. You can dye all of this different stuff and all that, so it's really cool. I definitely suggest you guys, you know, make some stuff out of clay. It could be cool. So anyway, moving on from that, we're going to show you the last thing, which is Mesa Bryce, which this is actually kind of cool. It's kind of like the spikes. It's kind of like the spike biome in the way that it's kind of like sticking up, sort of, ish, kind of. It's just a little bit different where you have like these more spiky peaks and stuff like that, and it's kind of like I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like the ice spikes biome, but it's a little bit different. So I definitely like this one. I think this is a little bit more interesting. Like you could definitely have some cool like, I don't know, maybe some battle domes and stuff like that in this sort of area. But anyway, that is that. That is all the biomes, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you guys did, remember the like rating down below, as well as subscribe to join the nation. If you would like to win the Minecraft Premium account, make sure you guys comment down below as well as rate the video. And if you want to increase your chances, check out any of the other videos in this playlist. So anyway, guys, I'm the Doctor, and I'm out. Peace.